Bingo bongo. All right. Super. Everything's functioning. I'm not a robot, right? My computer's no longer exploding. Super. That's what I like to hear. Now, while we wait for Kairos to come back with foods, because he can't be trusted with anything, I really hope he has his headphones on and is hearing everything that I'm saying. I mean, I can hear you. Or are you talking about on the stream? Um, let's see. Give me some words. Uh, I know exactly what it is. That. Now speak.
Test this out.
Blamo. I get audio readings.
Okay, I heard like the last two words I said in that sentence. Okay, that works. Yep, that's good. And now
Super.
the stream is frozen, but that's fine. Just my internet being shitty.
Hello, Rio. All right. Juju, you ready? You done sucking up all of our time?
Bitch, I was here on time.
Says the TM who is late.
Yeah, that's usually the case. Anyway, welcome back to a special presentation of two chuckle nuts in jail making bad decisions. Last time was a very fun time for you two. Um, you guys had previously been knocked out through various means while escaping the guard in the Warrens, the lowest district of the city of Bugan. And you awaken in essentially a jail tower. Um, and as you're looking around, you can see that neither of you are sharing a cell. After a little bit of looking, Vivian, you notice that Wayland is a couple cells down, kind of putting off very scared vibes. He didn't want to be there, much like the baby in the background. And Kairos, you noticed a humanoid in one of the cells off on the other side of the tower. Introduced himself as Caduceus. And you two took it upon yourselves that after you got a rest, or at least after Kairos got a rest, Vivian, you stayed up, kind of maintaining patrol after you saw one of the prisoners taken out of their cell and down to a lower level by a large lizard man who seems to be the warden of this prison. After the next morning comes, you two decide to try and make a break for it by Vivian pretending to be ill and drawing somebody into your cell. Kind of backfired on you, just a bit.
It worked though.
Did it? Did it because Vivian ended up with her skull cracked like a walnut in the jaws of the warden.
Minor details. Minor details.
Not the minor details.
The plan
Yeah.
worked.
Minor, major.
We got their attention. We got the keys.
And Kairos, in an attempt to escape or at least maintain security, you're now Misty stepped into Caduceus's cell where you have been left. They haven't moved you back to your original cell. They said you now have a cellmate. As this human who hid under the bed and pointed you out as being the rabble rouser here amidst all the fighting is just sitting right next to you on a cot, on the one cot in this room, while Vivian, you awaken after having your skull cracked like a nut in a cage in a room full of all kinds of seemingly torture equipment. There's a rack, there's a large metallic structure in the shape of a woman on the far side of the room. There is a large barrel that seems to contain some kind of liquid over top of a pit of coals. as well as several other things. Um, and on the rack, on one of the sides of the room, seems to be a humanoid who, after being addressed, introduces himself as Hafiz. So let's pick it up with Kairos, actually. So, Kairos, you saw Vivian get carted away into this other room in this prison floor. You've been informed that you're on the third floor of this tower, so essentially up there. Uh, and there's suspicion that the guards are eating people, maybe not, just taking them elsewhere. You don't know. Uh, and you're stuck in this cell with this rather raggedy looking human who doesn't seem super trustworthy. What do you do?
Well, first, my dear DM, how
Mhm.
how high is a single floor?
If you look out of the barred window that's there, you can't really see straight down to the ground, but you are several hundred feet above the ground. I would say probably about 250 to 300.
Okay, that's a big ass floor, but okay,
Hey, look, you got to have them both ceilings, man.
that's true. Okay, all right. So I guess what he would start to do, like most people would start to talk to their cellmate. Not Kairos. He's gonna immediately start doing what he does best and start gathering information. So he's gonna be trying to figure out which ways the guards move, how many there are, where they're posted. He's looking around the cell for any loose stones. He's just checking the place out. He's investigating the place, gathering whatever he can that may be of use, seeing how many people are in the adjacent cells.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I want to gather information, but fuck this guy that's next to me.
He's not intentionally ignoring him. He just is trying to prioritize. You can, like, if he's looking at him, you can see he's actively trying to come up with something in
Mm,
in a desperate attempt to find a Hail Mary play here,
I see.
basically.
Um, all right. So give me an investigation check. There we go. Nice, nice. So as you're looking around, because of the positioning of the cell, you're essentially in one of the blocks that's along one of the far walls. And as I described last time, this seems to just be one big block with a set of cells directly in the middle, which kind of break a little bit of line of sight. But based on where you are, you're able to look around. You can see, obviously, the cell that you misty stepped from. Um, yes, you rolled an 11. Um, you can see just kind of the gate or the cell opening of the cell that Wayland is in. You can see tiny little pale hands kind of gripping some of the bars. He doesn't seem to be making any noise. He just seems to be very cautiously looking around. There doesn't seem to be anyone in the cell between you two. Um, and then as you look across to where you know Vivian's cell was, it's a stone wall, so it's not iron bars on all sides. Likewise, on the two sides of your cell, the adjacent cells are blocked off by stone walls as well. Um, you see that the guards have returned to their standard rotation, just kind of walking about the place every, we'll say, hour or so. A set of the guards goes downstairs for a new set to come up and essentially rotate out. But there's now an automaton guarding the cell that you're in specifically, standing next
Naturally.
to the door. Uh, and the warden seems to have made his way after taking Vivian to the room that she's in. back into a wooden door that is within your view. Seems to be directly south of this block of cells is a large wooden door banded with iron. He can't see through it, but it looks very different considering all of the other cell doors here. That seems to be where he's gone.
And how much of this area would you say is, I don't know, flammable?
It's all stone.
Okay.
Bear in mind, the city that you're in is atop of a stone mesa
I
with no
know.
no forests around.
I thought maybe there was some, pretty linens and typical prison stuff.
I mean, you have essentially a burlap and straw bed cot,
And as
and
does
then
every other.
yep,
Okay.
and then there are braziers that light up this place.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. So yeah, I guess he'll do that analysis, just kind of gather that info, and sees that he doesn't really have anything to really go on. So he's just going to continue to do a rest of the short variety. And while he does so, or attempt to do it anyway, and while he's doing that, he's going to talk to his new cellmate. He's just going to lean up against the wall and just kind of be like, well, you might as well tell me about yourself.
Caduceus looks over at you, and just to give you a reminder, this is what he looks like. Let's bring that up for everyone else to see as well. Maybe. Maybe. Show it. Show it, damn it.
He's not
There we go.
real.
There he is. Kind of shaggy brown hair. At this point, his tunic seems to be tattered. It looks like he's been here for a while. It looks like he hasn't been washed in several days. You can actually smell this man a little bit. And he just looks over at you with these green eyes and says, "Why should I tell you anything? You just appeared in my cell and almost got me in trouble, and for all I know, you could have gotten me taken away."
Fine. You don't have to. He just continues to, to look around. He doesn't need to fucking impress this guy.
As you turn away, he's like, "All right, fine. You've twisted my arm." As I've mentioned before, my name is Caduceus. Yes. I used to be a competitor in the mall, and I was brought here unjustly. Thank you. Under the false charge of fixing fights. Now, why would I ever do such a thing? I ask you. And yet, here I sit, waiting, stewing, rotting amongst the stone and other rabble in this prison. Where's the justice?
Well, I tried to incur it a few moments ago, but you didn't seem interested then.
Well, let's be honest. Two, let's just say newbies, trying to fight their way out of here with a full contingent of guards, as well as these two automatons and the lizardy one. Not your brightest move.
Didn't really have another option, but I'm surprised if you were fixing matches, then do you not have any, I don't know, friends who might be willing to come to your aid? Anything of that nature? Any skills of your own that may be useful?
Well, looky here. That is hearsay of a charge. I would never, ever resort to simply fixing a fight. I am an honorable duelist of the highest
Clearly.
caliber. And unfortunately, being of such high regard has not befitted me many friends in this city. Jealousy and whatnot.
What do you duel with?
Well, I am proficient with a short sword, a small hand crossbow if the need arises. You know, these arms only go so long. Simple tools. That's it.
I don't suppose you know any blood magic.
Why would I know such a thing?
Never mind. I heard a story one time of. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, just gonna throw in the shameless plug there.
I'm
Yeah, but a
you're
tiefling,
you're
maybe.
you're a shameless plug.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe a vein splicer or so. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Blood bending.
he looks at you and says, "Now look, what's your name again?"
Kairos.
Jeff. Okay, cool. Um, listen here,
Yes.
Kenny. Um, if it's a long if I happen to dabble in what they claim I am guilty of, which I'm not.
Of
Thank you
course.
very much. Maybe I may have some skills to help you. Now the difficulty is that there are tools that I need. For instance, these mechanical locks and whatnot. Luckily, this he points to the or gestures to the automaton standing guard. They don't hear much, at least none that they've reacted to as far as I've seen. Uh,
Kairos immediately reaches his hand out and is like, just seeing if he does anything.
it stands like a statue.
Hmm.
And he says, "Look, you seem to be in very much of a hurry. This escape tactic that you're hoping for, I feel like it requires a little bit more panache. We'll see, a little bit more patience, a little bit more finesse.
I'm open to ideas.
Well, for once, uh, the guards change shift about every hour, and you just so happened to raise your hands while they were all here. At best, if we move during the shift change, you have two automatons and the lizard to deal with until more guards arrive. Simple but effective, certainly still won't be easy."
The next problem is how do we get you armed? Unless you think we can steal it right off of this automaton.
He gestures to it and says, "They're merely equipped with shields. And let's be honest, these iron monsters, anything that they carry is going to be far too heavy for myself, and I suspect," he kind of looks you up and down, "you as well. Now, there is a little torture chamber that they like to use on the far side of this block. We might be able to find some items there, or there might be some in the warden's den. I don't know. Perhaps someone else on this block might."
It's all good and well, and I may be able to escape and sneak in there and even get you a weapon, but if I do so, how am I supposed to get you out?
Well, you've already made one attempt for it. The warden has the keys. Unless, of course, you're hoping to just kind of pop in and out of cells as you have already. Quite the flashy trick.
It is. Unfortunately, this time there's people I need to take with me. Otherwise, we
Ah,
wouldn't be having this conversation.
so I see those spells coming up a little bit short there. Yeah.
At the moment.
Hmm. Quite.
Just like your short sword.
Very funny. Anyway, let's see. He kind of ponders there for a minute. He says, "Hang on, just a moment." He lifts up his mattress, for lack of a better term, and you see a couple of small items there. Some twigs and seems to be like stone skewers that he's managed to kind of pick off of the walls,
Hmm.
as well as a rolled up piece of parchment. Actually, it's kind of folded up. It looks like he kind of stuffed it in his shirt before being carted off wherever. He says, "At best, if I continue to accumulate materials from these walls. I might be able to make a crude set of lockpicks. And it'll kind of pick up the piece of paper and just shove it in your face. Like, can you read this? I can't.
Okay, he kind of like moves back a little bit and is, oh, don't let me see. He takes it, tries to look at it.
As you look at it, you immediately can tell that it's arcane in nature. It seems to be a scroll imbued with a spell.
Yay!
You've seen these sporadically in your academic endeavors, and you would know that anyone that can't cast magic can't read what's on the parchment, or at least it makes no sense to them anyway. Um,
What is it?
give me an Arcana check, and while you do that, he'll tell you, "I came across this off of some poor sod that made his way into the mall. Made the mistake of casting some hoodoo magic. May have gotten himself jumped by the locals. But I managed to pick this off of him. Unfortunately, I can't make heads or tails of it. You see that it is a scroll of invisibility.
Nice. Regular invisibility?
Regular invisibility.
I'll take it. It's fine. Yeah, he goes. He looks at it and goes, I don't know what it says, but I'll hold on to it. Maybe I'll think on it.
Give me a deception check at advantage, because he can't read it, so he doesn't fucking know.
Is it shift or control?
Shift. 15.
Yeah. This-
Hang on. Yeah. He'll say, I don't know, it's no skin off my back, but
He looks at him like with a deadpan look on his face, and it's just kind of like, I suppose maybe you don't fix matches. You're surprisingly easy to deceive. It's a scroll of invisibility.
well, how the hell am I supposed to know? Yeah.
So I think that works. I can, at the very least, I should wait at least an hour. I'd like to wait the night, but I don't think we have that time.
Not if your friend has anything to benefit from it.
She may
So,
already be dead, but
I mean, I heard that crunch from here. I don't know what was crunched, but it couldn't have been great.
and surprisingly, I'm not as concerned. She crunches a lot.
I should ask questions, but I won't. So, if you're going to wait, would you like big spoon or little?
Sorry.
We've only got one cot here. Would you like big spoon or little?
Oh, you're going under the cot.
I have seniority in this room. Thank you very much. If anyone's getting under the cot, it's you.
Big.
Acceptable. I do like a cuddle. And we'll fade out to Vivian in the room with you. You're exhausted. You're beaten to hell. Your head is ringing as this gentleman also looks like he's been here for a good while. Looks like he's normally wearing scholarly attire, not necessarily full robes, but maybe a half robe or a coat, torn to bits. He is sporting shaggy black hair. You can notice strings of white amongst it, and a pair of broken glasses. As you just heard the name ring into your ears, Hafiz.
How long have you been in here?
Well, considering there's no windows in here, I haven't the foggiest.
Well, believe it or not, we've been trying to follow your trail for I'd say at least a few days now.
I feel like I should be concerned. By the way, this is the gentleman that you are speaking with.
All for good reasons. You were reported missing, and we were hired to basically find you. And, well, not under the greatest circumstances, as she points to her head, I at least managed to find you.
Well, I suppose I should be grateful. Uh, However, it looks like neither of us are in a great predicament to leave this place.
Not quite. I don't even know how we're gonna get out of this. I'm basically bound. I have no way to magically get out of this.
So, who sent you to find me?
Fuck, what's his name? Was it?
Big Daddy, right?
It was
I
the
mean,
uncle.
it was
It
the
was
whole council. Yeah.
it was the whole council. Okay. The council sent us.
Oh. Well, I suppose that's some light at the end of the tunnel. Perhaps if they
Seemed
sent
rather
you, they
urgent.
send more.
I don't know. There were four of us. We kind of got split off.
Are you the only one here?
No, one of my other friends is in one of the jail cells, and a little boy that I've been watching is also in a jail cell. The other two, I have no idea where they might be. I haven't fucking heard from them in a day, 2 days.
It
I don't even know anymore.
yeah. You you brought a child here.
Well, we got caught. We were running, trying to get to safety. We hid out in someone's place. I believe it's like a tieflin.
Uh-huh.
But and then all I remember very vaguely is that I started falling asleep, and then we were here.
This pardon my intrusion. This tiefling. What did he look like?
Well, he had what, white hair?
Mhm.
I want to say some form of glasses.
Mhm.
It's been so long since I seen him. It feels like, and I only saw him for a second.
It feels like weeks.
It it does so much happen in so little time. But um, but yeah, white hair, glasses, black horns. I can't remember what he was wearing exactly, but that's at least a vague description I have of him.
Huh. Interesting. Um. Hmm. Well, I certainly hope that your friends are out there still pursuing you. Um, because I I don't mean to make assumptions, but a tiefling, pale skin, white hair, black horns, that sounds awfully familiar to me.
It does.
Oh, yes. I believe, assuming no mistaken identity, um, yeah, that might have been the advisor here to the sovereign. Um, Now, it honestly could have been anyone, but he has been conducting some rather unsavory experiments.
Unsavory, how so?
Well, he's the reason I'm locked up here.
And he's now the reason we technically got locked up here, I suppose, as well. Just great.
Simply conjecture on my part, but um, he kind of like shakes his head side to side. He's like, well, if I'm gonna die, I might as well just share what I know. Uh, I most certainly was not the first person abducted from the city of Uhuru. Um, You see, I don't know what the council has shared with you or not. They've been working on plans or methods for large scale travel throughout the wilds, so more trade, safer trade. Folks aren't getting obliterated by wild magics constantly, or at least not whisked off to faraway lands. Uh, this looked about a lot of different ways. Large scale ships protected by spell gems, but most notably in my personal project was an airship, a floating vessel that could fly high above the lands and really, quite simply, expedite travel. Um, I, I was responsible for helping them devise a means of propulsion and keeping such a vessel aloft.
Oh, ain't that something? Flying airships.
Well, yes, because you see, while the city of Ahuru has been working on this for quite a while, I fear that somebody in the city has been selling secrets because shortly after I was abducted, I was brought here and they have been, well, for lack of a better term, pressing me for the results of my research.
That would that would make a lot of sense. One city has something. Why would the other city want it as well?
Well, um, I'm sure after your time here in the city, you've noticed their a rather militaristic mindset and not
And
exactly a love for things of an elemental sort.
I totally understand. Us of that type of nature, are very frowned upon. Found that out the hard way.
I I fear that this militaristic mindset is shifting towards a confrontation with the other cities. I fear that they're taking this research and building a vessel not for transport necessarily, but for war.
It sounds right up their fucking alley. But we can't even warn them in a hurry if we're stuck here.
And unfortunately, not. That would certainly be ideal. Um, well, I fear that I won't be here for much longer.
I'm sure we'll find a way out. I'm sure my friend Kairos has some sort of plan to get us free. Well, he doesn't even know you're here. I'm the only one now, but I'm sure he'll
Well,
figure out something. And I don't know about Sharid or Tio, but I'm sure they've noticed that we've been gone for a while now.
I certainly hope so because as of the last night past, uh, as of the last night past, I unfortunately broke down and gave them the secret to my research. They don't need me anymore.
And now they're gonna start questioning me, but I don't know what they would want from me. I I don't think I have anything that they'd need.
Well, the unfortunate truth is that warden, that lizard, simply enjoys torturing things. Likely, you two were brought here under suspicion of being spies or counter spies. And if they find out that you know nothing, he may unfortunately just take his time with you.
Oh, ain't that just wonderful? I guess I have nothing to lose. I've been alive for longer than I was expecting, anyways.
Well, maybe if we get out of here, I can ask you a little bit more about that.
When does this lizard man come back in?
Hmm, his patterns are erratic. He'll usually come in 2 to 3 times a day. but at varying intervals.
Oh, that's at least good to know. So he does at least somewhat frequent the room. It doesn't really give us a lot of options either.
Hmm. So, while you contemplate what to do, we'll switch back over to the other cell. Kairos, while you are cuddling with Caduceus, he doesn't smell particularly great, but all right. What would you like to do?
Well, has enough time elapsed for a short rest?
We'll say yes.
Okay, great.
Likewise, Vivian, you can also get a short rest, and maybe get some of those hit dice back.
Please.
Let's see. Hang on, I'm just gonna apply my spells. Okay. Excellent. All right. So I guess he's just gonna say, well, I'm afraid about how much time we have. I don't want to wait for the morning. How long do you think it's gonna take you to develop any kind of gestures, like to unlock the door? You know.
I mean, I don't know, maybe a couple of hours.
he turned Irish there.
Look, you shut up now.
Maybe a couple of hours. Do you think we can wait that long? Because I'm thinking I can easily use this scroll. I can leave the cell, use the scroll. Once I see the lizard, wait for him, and then swipe the keys off of him. Try and free our friends. Because I could even if I could just roam free through this area, I won't be able to do a whole lot without a means to unlock cells. And even if I could, everyone else would be seen, so I would need some method of at least freeing my friend in the other room. And you as well, and we would need to arm you.
He says, I can do my best. All right. I will get to work. I've been working very slowly because I can't exactly cover much work in this tiny cell with the guards roaming about. But if you're willing to provide me some distraction or some otherwise just lookouts, maybe I can get this done a little bit faster.
Easy. And then he looks for an empty cell, which I believe there's at least one where Vivian used to be, right?
You can actually see directly into your cell.
Yeah.
Vivian,
Okay.
the view to Vivian's is blocked by that stone wall.
Okay, I shoot a firebolt at the cot and set it on fire. Distraction.
Yes.
They didn't know it happened from me.
It is literally a bolt of fire leaving your hands. All right, we'll do this. Give me a sleight of hand check. I'm just flat sleight of hand check. And let's do this now that we're done there. Okay.
This is my style. This is Kairos. This is what he does, man.
Is it?
It is.
All right, so you kind of, just because of where the guard is positioned, you kind of crouch down, you look for an opening between the bars, the automaton, and the wall, and you whisper the verbal component. You maybe flick your finger and toss just a small firebolt through the bars of your current cell into the bars of your former cell, and roll me a d20, just a flat d20.
Okay. Ha!
Son of a bitch. All right.
And then he
all right.
immediately lays down against the bars and pretends to be asleep.
Okay. So you flick that firebolt across the hall, and you slowly start to see just a slight glow start to spread and become brighter as just a tiny bit of smoke starts to filter out through those bars. Your cot is most certainly on fire. And
Excellent.
it takes a minute for it to actually get up to any kind of concerning level. But as one of the guards passes by, you see him stop in his tracks, just, what's that smell? And you see them just kind of start roaming about trying to find the source of that burning scent until they open up your cell, where you see
Old cell.
your old cell. Yes. Uh, and you hear them start yelling, "We got a fire! We got a fire!" As a couple of the guards scramble about, scurry downstairs in search of water or something to put out the fire. Um, Meanwhile, you look back. You've leaned against the bars, kind of sat down on the ground and kind of pretending to be asleep, just kind of hunched over. You open your eyes and you see Caduceus just frantically like chipping away at some stone, trying to create some rudimentary thieves' tools. Uh,
Fantastic.
okay, I don't know what it is about you, but all right. It it actually goes fairly well. Caduceus takes a pebble that he found previously in his cell, bashes it against the stone dividing his cell from the next one over, gets a good chunk of rock, and he's just tearing away at this thing. And it takes maybe, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes of just fervent, just chipping away and crafting this thing before he gets a good stone hook and a stone pick. And he says, all right, these should work. They may only be good for one use, but they should work. And he just kind of rips a bit of the burlap from the mattress, wraps them up, and stuffs it in his pocket.
Fantastic. Is there any chance you could do that again? You see, we have
by the
two
way, you
cells.
lucky piece of shit. It was a nat 20.
Yeah, 2 in a row.
He says, I mean, I can certainly try, but I can't guarantee anything. At this point, the guards are still roaming about. The automaton hasn't moved. It's still stationed outside of your cell. It looks like several guards have gone into the room and are starting to just pat out the fire. So you're not sure how much longer that distraction will last.
Okay. So he quickly says, "I think now is as good a time as any for me to go. Don't you agree?"
He says, "Sure. I can try and pick the lock for you."
Oh, no need. I can get myself out. But you can start to pick the lock for yourself, though. Well, I suppose that probably is a better idea rather than me wasting a spell. Actually, yes, that's a good idea. Pick the lock if you can, and then I'll do what I do best. But stay here. Don't start any fights or anything until, there's less people nearby. Maybe we wait for a guard shift change or anything. But the important thing I want you to remember is that cell over there with the child in it. Use the other lockpick if you can on that to rescue that child.
All right. He says, all right.
What I'll
do is, what I'll do is I'll try and unlock this cell while there's still a distraction, and hoping that this lockpick doesn't break, or even if it does, I will spend what time I have to make a new one before I escape myself.
Sounds good. I may have to steal the keys off of the warden, but I'm hoping I won't need to.
Okay. So you see that he's kind of looking about. He kind of shuffles you to the side to get you away from the door, and he pulls up those tattered sleeves. As he pulls out these stone tools that he's made, he's looking about, Other than the automaton standing right there, he just very gingerly starts to pull his hands through the bars to try and work the lock. Um,
And as he does that, he just says, "For the record, if we all get out of here alive, as far as I'm concerned, you're the most honest man I've ever met."
I appreciate that. And he goes to go start picking. And as he's picking, you hear a very slight ka-chunk of metal as he quickly pulls his hands back in. As the automaton reacts to that particular sound, turns its head over, and starts scanning up and down to make sure nobody is at the cell door. As he shuffles back onto his cot and kind of tucks his hands in like this and just gives you a thumbs up.
Yeah, Kairos is still like somewhat pretending to be asleep or
Hmm.
resting, I should say. Not like totally out, but
That's my ice machine. Shortly after that cell gets unlocked, you hear a door kind of slam open, and you just hear, "What is this racket?" As you
fantastic.
see the warden kind of stomp his way up from the southern end of this block and up towards the guards frantically putting out the fire in your cell. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm torn between trying to sneak out. Obviously, I'm going to use invisibility on myself, but I'm not sure about the order of operations. Because
Mhm.
option one to me, and I'm just saying this because I need to talk it out. Option one to me is using Misty Step to get out so that the guard doesn't know, and then I use invisibility. My concern in just using invisibility, opening and closing the door, is that it will alert the guards to Kadush's
Mhm.
cell being open, and therefore he won't have the ability to get out by himself anymore.
Mhm.
But I'm thinking he's more concerned about the lock than the door.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna try. Guess I'm gonna try option two and use the invisibility spell and just kind of open and close the door and just leave as quietly as possible.
Okay.
Because I really don't want to waste a Misty Step. Because they would also just see me pop out, and I don't want to alert them that way either. Because I'd have to like Misty Step out, they would see me, and then use invisibility, so they would be immediately alerted that something's wrong.
All right. So let's
So
see here. Let's do. Ba-ba-da-ba-da.
there's a baby here now.
Um. Yes. So you cast the spell,
Yeah.
and you vanish from the cell. Kadusha's kind of looking about, like, oh, where'd you go?
Yeah.
Are you still? Are you still here?
Yes. You'll know when it's time.
Okay. Give me a stealth check at advantage.
Yeah. I'm not made of metal for once.
Okay, so 14. So we will see if that's enough for you to get out in just a minute. We'll be right
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Baby on stream. Yeah. What up? Um. So, Kairos, you rolled a 14.
I did.
As you sneak out, you quietly creak open the cell door.
Yeah.
You quickly slam it shut. Not slam it, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. And you see the automaton as before turn in your general direction.
And,
It
like,
scans up and down. And at this point, you're still standing in front of the cell. It does not notice you.
fantastic.
So for a second, let's switch back to Vivian.
Okay.
Vivian, as you're hanging out there in the cell, you're feeling some of your wounds start to close. You're feeling a little bit better. Your head still hurts like a sumbitch, but
Oh yeah.
is there anything that you would like to do from your enclosure? You can see that there are a couple of desks around you, mostly filled with instruments of unfortunate nature. Um, but there are things within reach.
Okay. Now, are my hands bound behind my back or in front of me?
Um, they are bound in front of you.
Can I try to dislocate my hand or like my wrist to try to slip out of my cuffs?
Um, yes. How do we want to do this? Give me a sleight of hand check.
I got you. I'm rolling pretty well today. That's good.
17. Okay. So you start to finagle your way out, and Hothus hears from the rack that he's attached to just a slight of your thumb. Um, go ahead, take a.
I say I
No,
dislocate my bones all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. I'm not gonna make you take a point of damage. But you do manage to slip out one hand.
Okay. Good enough for me. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and scan the area to see what's directly within my possible reach outside of the little cage I'm in.
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
You got it.
Which actually you still are suffering from a level of exhaustion, so that would be a disadvantage.
Fuck, that sucks.
You see some of the pretty much just mostly large tools, blades, hooks, things of that nature. Nothing necessarily small enough to really pick your way out of.
Okay.
But you do see that, I mean, some are within reach in case you needed to use one as a weapon.
Well, I'm sorry, what's directly in front of me as a weapon, possibly?
I mean, some of those tools are within reach in case you needed to
Okay.
use one as a weapon.
Okay. Is there anything else that is currently holding me down within my cage?
Nope. It was just the manacles that you were in.
Perfect.
But you still have them hanging off of one hand.
That's perfectly fine. I would like to try again, which I failed to do earlier, is take my finger and try to pick the lock on my cage door.
Just kind of that long nail of
Oh,
sorts.
yeah, that long nail. Okay, just try to get right in there with the little, whatever, key things, springs, whatever they're called.
Give me, I mean, it's going to be a sleight of hand check again at disadvantage.
That's fine. Come on, dice. Oh.
All right. Non-natural 20.
Oh, yeah.
So you take your free hand, you slip it through the bars of the cage that you're sitting in, and kind of work them into the padlock, keeping your door closed. And it's not exactly the most comfortable thing, but you are managing to work around some of the tumblers, some of the small pins that are in there. It takes you a few minutes, especially since you're not exactly the most knowledgeable on the actual mechanisms in a lock, but you do manage to pop it open.
Excellent. And once I pop it open, I'm going to kind of leave it hanging so it looks like it's still there. And then I'm
Mhm.
also going to relocate my thumb. Just a quick little snap back in.
All right. Yeah. So now your cage is unlocked.
Okay. Now, is the other manacle like chained to the cage, or is it just like a little, just like I
No,
have free movement?
you
Okay.
were not chained to the cage, just simply chained with your hands bound.
Okay. And am I able to hear anything around me, possibly, or no?
Uh, what specifically are you trying to hear for,
If there's
if
like
anything?
anything like anyone walking by outside of the room that we're in, anyone talking to see like what the distance is,
Sure.
possibly.
Give me a perception check.
It's also gonna be disadvantage.
Again, yeah, because that exhaustion.
Yeah, that's
It's
my own.
rough.
It is.
that's that's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
Um, you only hear the footsteps of the guard's normal rotation, although you do pick up that there is some hurried movement down the hallway. You just can't tell in what direction, whose it might have been, or anything of that nature.
I'm going to take that as my possible cue. I'm going to slink my way out of my cell and rush over to Hothus and try to unbound him as well. Like we're not dying today. We're getting out of here.
All right. Hatha seems to be bound by. Let's see. I think. I think a typical rack is just rope bindings. So yeah, he is bound by the hands and feet
Okay.
by typical hempen rope.
Okay. Hmm. Now, if it's just, is it possible to untie it, or does it look like I'd have to cut it?
I mean, you certainly could. It would be quicker to cut it.
Quicker to cut it. Is there any type of like knives or scissors nearby that I can quickly grab to free him with?
Yeah, amongst the table of tools that you were investigating before, you saw several knives, smooth and serrated, as well as several picks, hooks, and other cleaving uh, uh, tools.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and grab whatever looks the sharpest and grab it, run back over, and start to cut him free.
Okay. And you do that. That's pretty simple. You can continue to hear some of the hurried movement, and you even pick up the sounds of footsteps in the room adjacent to yours.
Fuck. Does it sound like it's getting closer to us, or
You're not sure. You do hear the sound of a wooden door, but it's hard to tell if the footsteps that came out of that room are coming towards you.
just to be safe, I am going to quickly grab a small knife that's nearby. I'm gonna
Mhm.
put it in Hothus's other hand and be like, keep this hidden and wait for my signal if we need it. And I'm going to quickly go back into my room with the knife that I previously had and just kind of make it look like I'm still chained up and try to hide it within my pant leg.
What am I supposed to do with it? I'm no
No,
murderer.
you will do what you can to survive. Trust me.
Uh, he just like flops himself back
Don't
down on the
don't
rack as
panic.
if he's still tied down.
Don't panic. Take deep breaths. It'll be fine.
What? I'll trust
Yep.
you for now.
Shh, shh, shh. And she just kind of shushes him as she goes to do her thing to get back in her cell.
Okay.
Just waits a little bit to try and focus her listening to see if anyone might come in or not.
Okay. So, Kairos, you have cast the invisibility spell. You have made your way outside of Caduceus' cell and avoided detection by the automaton standing there. What would you like to do now?
I am going to use the distraction of the fire to go up behind Lizard Man, the warden, and try and swipe the keys off of him.
All right. So you make your way up to the group of guards putting out the fire in your previous cell, as well as the warden who's sitting there giving orders and trying to gather information in that same raspy reptilian tone. I'm sorry. Um, give me a sleight of hand check at advantage.
Yeah.
Let's
Double
be honest,
one.
the baby is probably Wayland.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Let me out. All right,
That's an advantage.
that is advantage.
Was it enough?
You managed to. Let me do this without. Yes, I know. I am disrupting your. There you go. That's better. That's actually just enough.
Woo!
You reach over and you just manage to get your fingertips on the ring of keys as the warden is like flailing about trying to get his men in order. It takes you a little bit of time, not minutes, but it feels like minutes, as you loop your finger onto the ring of keys, unbutton it from his waist belt, and pull it away. And just as you do so, they let out just a slight jingle, but no one seems to notice.
Fantastic. Yeah, he just like has been holding his breath this entire time, drenched in sweat. Like if he
What's
wasn't
this puddle
invisible, there'd be exactly. There'd just be a puddle following him around. He just kind of like he continues to hold his breath, clasps the keys completely firmly shut so that they can't jingle at all.
Firmly
and
grasp
just
it,
like
yeah.
firmly grasp it. And then just kind of like backs away slowly. But like once he knows that he can turn around, he turns around and starts making his way towards the door. Along the way, he stops at Wayland's cell and tries to unlock it.
Well, so if we recall, so your cell was at a corner.
Yeah.
Further past them is Wayland's cell, but you're coming up from underneath.
Yeah.
Here, let me see if I can do this without.
Because I thought he was I thought I was like here. Vivian was here, and I thought Wayland was there, but now I'm here, and Dora's here, if I remember based on the map.
I know. Hang on, let me put everybody in where there's. So let's bring the stream here to take a look.
My memory is so good.
Yes.
Except for the
So
door part, apparently.
this is roughly where everyone be. So yes. I got it. Okay. So that's roughly about where everyone is, except for maybe the guard and the lizard are swapped.
And where is the door?
The door that he came from is directly behind you.
And that's the same door I saw them take Vivian.
The door that they took Vivian into seems to be a little bit further down the hall, but still below you.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to try my best to quietly move down the hall to Wayland still. Because that is on the way, right?
So Wayland is actually in this direction.
Yeah. And the door is in this direction?
Yes. So the door you heard the warden come from is in that direction.
Oh.
As is the door that Vivian came from.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then
now you do know that this is just one big loop, but the question is, do you want to try and sneak past them to get to Wayland?
Right. I'm trying to think of the best operation. I mean, like, yeah, I could unlock the door, but he might be startled by that. They might be alerted to it, and we need to be ready for a fight if that happens. So it might be more beneficial to get Vivian first. So he would probably analyze that real time and make his way towards the door where Vivian was taken.
Okay.
With the backup plan of like if shit goes sideways, he's gonna run over there, unlock the door, and then try and get him out. But
okay. So I'm gonna swap you guys back there. So You make your way back down to the south. You come to a door, the same wooden, iron banded door that you saw the warden come out of.
Mhm.
Do you do anything there, or just continue on to the door that you saw Vivian go into?
It's a very good question. Um,
I know, that's why I asked it.
hmm. I think, man, the player gamer in me really wants to check that room, but I feel like there's
Gotta be
no
a
there's no
completionist.
logical reason for him to do that other than maybe that's where his stuff is,
Mm,
which would be significant. Um, so I'm actually just going to roll a flat d20 because I personally can't decide. So I'm going to leave it up to
all right.
fate. Low is he checks the door, and high is he goes on to where Vivian was taken.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. So
You're
he's
going to check the door.
checking the door. So yeah, he gets the flash of like, oh my god, that might be where our stuff is. That might be where like the armor for Vivian, or actually you had natural armor. That might be where this dude's stuff is. That might be where my like
Your spell
components
book.
are. Yeah,
Yeah.
all my stuff that would make us significantly more effective in a fight. I'm gonna make a quick detour and try and quietly open the door and at least just like pop his head in just to see what's in there. Not like fully going in, wasting a lot of time, but
Okay. So as you pop in to this door, it remains unlocked. Um, and maybe even slightly ajar from Koga storming out earlier to go check the fire. You make your way in. This is a full apartment suite. Carpet on the or there's a rug on the ground as well as a nicer cot. Seems to be much more comfortable than those in the cells, obviously. Several bookshelves as well as a reading desk. In the corner seems to be an iron banded chest.
I go to the chest and try to unlock it.
So you cycle through the keys on the ring. Most don't work, but after a while, you do find one that causes the chest to release a slight click. And as you open it, you see an entire pile of personal possessions,
Fantastic.
including your spellbook.
Yes. I take it. Um, would my companion have had anything, or was it all natural armor and natural weapons? I can't remember.
Most of it was natural armor. She might have had some accoutrements in a backpack, but I believe most of what she had was natural.
I mean, how much is reasonable for him to take? Is there too much for him to like just take with him? And is there a short sword in there?
You do see a short sword as well as a. I think you actually see two short swords.
Oh,
No, you see a short sword and a dagger.
okay. If it is
Um,
reasonable for him to do so, I would try to take both.
okay, you can grab those two reasonably. Um, you're not, you're not one to use a short sword, so you're not sure how to strap it to yourself. So it's like
Yeah.
strapped to your back.
Yeah.
Um, the dagger you're familiar with, um, and you grab your backpack with components, spellbook, papers, maps, etc.
Do I have my little utility
You do
again?
have, yeah, you do have your bangle
Which we
back
never did.
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
Um, you,
Excellent.
I, I'll say for the sake of time and ease, you are able to grab Vivian's backpack because neither of you carried that much stuff. So while it's bulky, it's not an encumbrance.
Fantastic. I would love to look around more, but I think that can take what I can get there and leave to go find Vivian.
Okay. You do notice on your way out, on that reading table seems to be a number of notes and letters.
I will swipe them if I can. I'm not going to stop and read them, but I'm going to swipe them, throw them in the backpack.
Okay. All right, and so you creep your way back out. Now, about this time, all that seems to be coming from your previous cell is just a small amount of smoke. Things seem to have calmed down there. And you see that the guards are slowly starting to return to their rotation.
Okay. I will try and get into that room before the jig is up, or rather, that the cover is blown. I should say. Less
Okay.
cover, whatever.
Okay. So you make your way around the corner, down the hall, and you come to another wooden iron banded door. This one, where the warden's room seemed to have windows to the outside, you creak the door open, and this room is only lit by the light of a brazier in two corners of the room, as well as the dim coals underneath of a large wooden barrel. And as you make your way inside, still unseen, Vivian, you see the door creak open, but nobody on the other end. Or nobody entering, rather.
I will carefully chance a glance at the door, watching to see if anyone enters or not.
So the door creaks open, and after maybe a couple seconds, it slowly creaks back closed.
Do I see them in there?
I will say there's enough light that you do notice a humanoid seemingly strapped to a wooden table, looks like a rack, on the far side of the room. And as you scan around, you see that same metal contraption in the shape of a woman and an iron cage that contains a pale humanoid with rather long appendages. Looks to be Vivian.
Is the Iron Maiden open or closed?
Closed.
Interesting. I would approach and in a whisper be like, "It's me, Kairos. I'm." He chuckles, invisible.
Hello?
Ooh.
It's me.
Well, in front of my cell.
Yeah,
Okay.
directly to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Like he gets close enough where he can speak to you in a whisper.
Kairos?
Actually, he would just message now.
Yep.
Because he can. It's a long story. My cellmate helped me with this. I have the keys. Is there? So okay. Would you have had anything that I could return to your person?
It would have. Yeah, it would have been a backpack, I believe, right?
my backpack that would have all my spell components, etc.
Yeah. Okay. So he like chucks it at you, and you just see like a backpack apparate out of nothing.
Yeah.
Thank
I got
you.
your stuff and mine as well.
All right. And she'll put it on. I still have part of my manacle on me, but I managed to get myself free, as well as remember that person we were trying to find before? Hafiz? Look at that's him over there.
You hear a very hushed whisper. Young lady, are you talking to yourself?
No, it's my friend I was telling you about before.
Are your friends real? I don't see. He's like trying to slyly like look, but he's still laying on the rack. Like, where'd that backpack come from?
So audibly as response, he doesn't shout it, but he whispers like, "Hafiz."
God?
In shock.
I thought you abandoned me long ago.
Not yet. Working towards it. But listen, my name's Kairos. I'm a friend of Vivian's. We're going to get you out of here. And
he's already freed. I cut him free.
Why is he still laying down?
Because I was worried. I thought I heard someone approaching the door, and I didn't want us to get caught.
I see. Well,
so we're starting to lay low and trying to jump in case we need to.
We probably don't have much time. You see, I started a fire. I think they put it out, but then I went into the lizard man's room and stole a bunch of things. So once he returns there, he's going to know. So we should probably act quickly. Has anyone checked that Iron Maiden, by the way? That's very fascinating.
No, I didn't have enough time to check anything. I only had time to get us free, but that's besides the point. What about Wayland? Is he okay? They didn't take him, did they?
He's fine for now. My plan is to try and, while I'm still invisible, sneak over and unlock the cell. And he hands you the short sword. If you could potentially deliver this to the friend and my cellmate. The friend and my cellmate. Friend and my cell.
You want me to walk back out there with a short sword where they can see me?
Not yet.
Not.
But once they know I'm there, if we have to. Fine, okay. I'll hold on to it and I'll try to do it myself. But
I mean, I can certainly try. But
I think at some point we're going to have to reveal that I'm out and about if they don't
Yeah.
find it sooner. Is this all
That's
happening in between a shift change, by the way, or no?
Roll me a d20.
Okay.
Not yet.
Dang. Okay.
um
I think our
I
best bet is to wait and see if they notice that things are missing.
well, how long can you stay invisible for?
An hour,
Well, how long have you been invisible?
It's
about
only been
5 or
maybe.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, from what he told me, uh, Ergo, the lizard dude, he comes in here at least 2 to 3 times a day, possibly. I don't know how many times he's been in here already, but there's a chance he could come back in here if you were to suspect something's up.
Most likely, but at least now you're more capable than before, and I will know if he returns, and I'll be able to assist. I'm
That's true, but my
going to
head
try to.
is killing me. I don't know how much use I will be.
This is true. I think our best bet is to stay put for the moment. I'll try to unlock the doors, and then we wait for a shift change. But if that doesn't happen, we don't have a choice.
But get him and Wayland out. That's the priority. Don't worry about me. Promise.
I'll do my best. But I'm
All
not
right.
just going to try and rescue Wayland. I believe there's other people here as well. They might be able to assist us.
Sure, if we can make it to the other floors and try to get the others out, that could be a benefit to us. Cause enough of a, I guess, a jail riot, as they call it.
A Shawshank Redemption?
Hmm?
Too heavy-handed? All right.
No, it's okay.
Oh, I probably shouldn't do that. Never mind.
No, do it. It's great. Do it.
Well,
Oh, God.
I'm trying to. Wow, it's been so long. Like I don't know how to D&D anymore. You only lose a concentration spell when you cast another spell, right?
Or take damage, yeah.
Okay, cantrips are fine. Okay, yeah, never mind. But it doesn't have to be a concentration spell. It's just any spell, right?
Is it?
You can cast another spell so long as it's not concentration. You will not immediately lose concentration.
Really?
Or it's if you attack someone else. If you attack someone, you'd also lose concentration. I believe that's how that works.
For specifically invisibility, you become visible if you attack or cast a spell.
Right. Right. That's true. Okay, good point. I was thinking more just along the line. Okay, we'll worry about it another time then.
Yeah, standard
it's been so
concentration is
long.
standard concentration
It's
is
been so
you
long.
lose it if you cast another concentration spell or take damage and lose that saving throw.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh wow, God, it's been. I used to know that off the back of my hand. Okay, so he's going to slink over to the Iron Maiden while they're talking and just like try to open it.
Okay.
Jesus.
So you open the latch and you just hear it just slowly just creak, just
Yeah.
and inside is just pitch black. You don't see any needles, but in the flickering light of the brazier, it's almost as if the walls of this Iron Maiden are writhing.
Oh hell no.
And upon closer inspection, it seems to be lined with some kind of beetle-esque insects.
I'm gonna go ahead and close the door.
I'm gonna go ahead and nope on out of that one.
Yeah, it's like I'm good, thanks.
You sure you don't want to just take a relax? It's a long rest.
Pretty
Do it.
sure. Just gonna go ahead and close that. Just, sorry for disturbing, sir. Have a nice day.
It's about that time. So Hothus will like slowly get up right as you open that. Like, don't open that. Don't do it.
I've already done it, haven't I?
You have already done it. So you see what's inside and you close it right back.
Yeah.
He says, I've spent my fair share in that contraption. Don't just leave that locked.
What? Actually, we don't have time. I'll ask you later. Okay, I'm going to go try to unlock as many cells as I can. I'll try to arm our friend. He takes the short sword back and try my best to just wait for a shift change. If that doesn't happen and you start hearing a commotion, probably a good idea to come out and help and try to get out.
Okay. We'll try
Okay.
our best.
So yeah, I'm gonna leave the room and try to
All right.
see. First, I want to see who else is in cells. I remember there's a young woman. I remember Wayland. I don't know of anybody else other than my cellmate.
So give me another stealth check at advantage.
Okay.
Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. All right. So you creep out back into the hallway, and you make your way around the block. Slowly, quietly. You do only notice the young woman on the far western end of the block, just kind of curled up on her cot. You see Wayland at this point, just kind of sitting on the floor of his cell, looking dejected. And you see Caduceus on the far eastern side of the block. Those are the only people that you see up here. You remember that there was one other person in this cell block, but they were taken elsewhere.
Do I see Raptor Man?
So, as you make your way up to the corner where the young woman and Wayland's cells are, you do hear the wooden door kind of slam itself back shut, shortly followed by just wrathful hissing.
Fuck. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up.
Oh no. Okay. Then I will, at a much brisker pace, try to get over to Wayland, unlock the door. Pretty much at this point, pretty much running, but still trying to not make sound with my feet. Running over to Wayland, unlocking the door, running over to the girl's cell, unlocking the door.
Okay.
If I can.
So, as you make your way up to as you kind of work this plan out in your head in that corner of the cell block, you see a couple of the guardsmen start to make their way downstairs. You think a shift change is on the horizon before the wooden door opens back up and says, "A rat amongst the prison. Remain at your stations."
Shit.
As you quickly unlock Wayland's cell and the young woman's as well, both of whom kind of look about very concerned.
I message each of them so that no one else can hear it, and I just say, well, to Wayland, I say, Wayland, it's Caius. Your door is unlocked, but don't leave yet.
Caius,
Act
huh?
normal. What did I say?
You say Caius.
Kairos.
Wrong campaign, buddy.
Who's Caius? And why do I know that name?
Caius was the priest from your campaign from Blight.
Was it? I don't remember that. Okay, we'll have to revisit that. Kairos. And he just tells them, don't panic. Vivian's okay. We'll get you out of here. But when there's going to be a commotion soon, and when it starts, I need you to find safety and try to stick with Vivian if you can. But if all else fails, you need to run.
He
Don't respond.
His head kind of perks up, and you can see a look of relief on his head, on his face, on his head. The girl, however, just continues to look concerned, like she's hearing a voice in her head. And
Well,
the cell door is.
Yeah. For
now
her,
making noise.
I'd say it a little different for her. I would just say, Miss, my name is Kairos. I'm the one who started the ruckus earlier. I know you can't see me. Don't panic. Please don't respond verbally. Your door is unlocked. There likely will be a commotion soon. It's your only chance to escape. But don't go yet. Wait for the opening.
You see her just kind of like looking as if she could see you in the past the bars, and just kind of picking a direction, just kind of giving a nod.
Can you fight it all? In any way, magic or otherwise?
And you hear a faint whisper. I can make do with a dagger. They took mine.
Perfect. And he very quietly puts the dagger through the bars on the ground. Doesn't like throw it, just quietly puts it down without making a noise.
And she slowly kind of steps down from her cot and slinks over, grabbing it and quickly tucking it under her tunic.
Excellent. So I'm now gonna try to sneak over to my cellmate, but I want to also first analyze what's gonna happen with Lizard Guy.
So you can now start hearing those bare skin footsteps amongst the halls of this cell block. The guards that were heading downstairs have since stopped, two of them stationing up at the stairs going down. The automaton that's in front of your cell, still there, as is the other automaton, which has now posted up in front of the door that Vivian is at. Um, he seems, based on what you can hear, he seems to be making his way in the direction of the interrogation room.
That's where they are,
Mhm.
right? Okay. Uh, okay. I will try to briskly make my way over to my cellmate to deliver his short sword. Do I have enough time to do that while he's walking in there?
It'll kind of be concurrent. So probably by the time you deliver that short sword, he will be in that room.
Okay.
If you want, give me one final stealth check at advantage.
Okay.
Okay. So you managed to sneak through, and the two guards that have posted up at the door or at the staircase seem to not notice you.
Okay. So in total, I currently see 2 guards, 2 automatons, and the guy's name I keep forgetting.
Koga.
Koga. That's right. Is that accurate?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, he delivers the short sword to his new best friend, and I mean, I guess shit's going down. So he pretty much just do message to him and just say, "I think it's time."
All right. So he sees the short sword slide in through the bars, and he kind of picks it up, being very wary of the automaton in front of the cell. And he just kind of nods at you, sets it or straps it to his side, and stands there ready. Now, Vivian, you start hearing those fleshy footsteps make their way in the direction of the room that you're in.
All right, I'm going to try and position myself to where my backpack is hidden towards the corner and make it look like the manacles. And I like lightly put it back on my wrist, but make sure it doesn't clasp shut. That way it looks like I'm still shackled up.
Okay.
And then I kind of whisper to Hoffspike, I think it's about showtime. Wait for my signal.
All right. He just kind of nods at you and says, "Okay."
Excellent.
So,
Uh,
how do you want to start this, Kairos?
well, I imagine I am south. Can I see Koga anymore?
No.
I didn't think so.
At this
So it's
point,
just
he
Koga and the automaton in the room, right? Over there.
is over by the door. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to first. I'm going to shoot a burning hands out in front of me to the automaton and the 2 guards. It should hit both of them. That's how I'm going to start this.
All right. So let's
And
roll for initiative.
as doing so, shout as loud as I can, "Now!"
All right.
He said, not loudly at all.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, look at all that.
Ugh.
Fast.
away, dice. God. Go away. You're not there anymore. You're not there anymore. And you're not involved in this. Okay.
Here's the earth.
Round. That's good. That's good. Yes. Cool. So, Kairos, you cast your burning hands.
Yeah, let me actually do that.
Yes, I know. I know. Let's drop everyone here. I know.
I don't know how to rotate it.
Yes. I want to say if you hold the click and then mouse wheel, it does it, or control and mouse wheel or something. I don't know.
Too late.
It's whatever.
There's a fire.
There's a fire. We
Again.
didn't start the fire, but we did kinda. Yeah. Look, I know. So, as you yell now, your visage kind of shimmers as you return to visibility, and you just let loose this torrent of fire in the direction of the automatons and guards.
Yeah.
I know. I know. I know. I know. All right, hang on. So before we get started, I want to do a time check. I said this was only going to be a couple hours. Are you both still good?
I'm good.
Let me check in with the boss.
All right, so let's go to a quick break. I will send this one to his mother, and we'll be right back. Bingo, bongo. All right.
We're
So
gonna die.
yeah, probably. So Kairos, you let loose this burning hand. You now appear in front of the automaton and just release this gout of fire. And the automaton stands more or less resolute, while the guards seem to be taking the brunt of
Yeah,
it. So now
that was my only goal. I think they do savey saves.
they did.
Oh, okay. Just making
Yeah.
sure.
So
Would I be able to move without provoking an attack at this point, or no?
not at this point. Not
I didn't
after
think so.
casting the spell.
Okay, that's fair.
So this first guard, now being able to see you,
Yeah.
is going to pull a great sword from his back and make his way down towards you.
I should not have done that.
And will make 2 attacks against you.
Little bitch.
What's your AC?
Well, right now it's 11 because I don't have mage armor up.
Well, that's fine.
But I have my shield thing back.
Both of them miss you.
Okay.
So these two great sword swings, one you manage to duck right under, and the other just comes down right in between you and the automaton, but just straight into the stone.
Nice.
The next guard
Too fast.
pulls out a crossbow,
Shit.
remains at his station at the top of the stairs, and takes a shot at you. Uses bonus action to load the crossbow, and then fires one off. And even that goes a little wide. Because good old guard rolls. Caduceus pulls out his short sword. Let's do this. That. Pulls out his short sword, and rather than going out the front door or going out the cell door, will try and stab the automaton through the bars. Just making sure I gave him what I thought I gave him. Yep. And he'll actually go to stab it twice. Let's see these things. Both times, it doesn't manage to pierce the armor of this automaton. Kairos, it is your turn again.
I'm going to first use my bonus action because now Odysseus is right next to me. So I'm going to bonus action magic weapon his short sword. And then I'm going to take the disengage action. Is the door on my side or the automaton's side?
Your side.
I can't decide if I want to go in and slam the door shut or if I. Wait, that is what I want to do. I want to go in, slam the door shut, and lock us in.
Oh my god!
They can't do anything. I have
Well,
the keys, bitch.
The automaton can't do anything.
Well, that's true, but that's what I do.
Okay.
If I can do
So-
all that on one turn. Disengage action, item use. I don't know if that's a free action or not.
I'm going to say if you were opening a door or unlocking it, that would be an action, but you're literally just closing it shut. Cell doors typically will lock themselves back out of a safety concern, I believe.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with that. So Caduceus' short sword will start glowing. And I'll say, you couldn't do that earlier?
No.
And,
Well,
all right.
Yes, but do you really want to get into the logistics?
I mean, kind of,
Just
but
stab big man.
and The you manage to scoot your way into the door and close it back.
And lock it.
You wouldn't be able to lock it yet.
Oh, that's true. What if I don't take the disengage action and risk getting hit by the automaton and use my action to lock it?
You can do that.
I'm gonna do that.
Technically, you're not moving out of the threat range, but you are moving out into an area where it can't attack you. So I think that still counts as threat range. So yeah, it would still do an AOA.
Okay, we try it.
As it tries to bash you with its shield.
I'm gonna fucking die.
Probably. It does manage to hit you.
That's fair.
There you go. And can I get a strength save from you?
Does he hit me if I use the free reaction shield?
Your AC is 11.
Yeah, so it'd be 16.
So yes, it still hits you. It hits you with a 19.
Okay, fair. So you said strength save?
Strength save, yeah.
Throw or check? Save, you said
Throw.
Save.
Yeah.
I'm so strong.
You're so strong. So actually, as you start to move in towards the cell, its shield bashes you and knocks you prone. You still have enough movement to get up and still move, but this thing rings your bell something fierce.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh yeah, give me a DC 10 concentration check.
Ah, fuck, right for the thing. That's right.
I'm so glad this thing reminds me because I would have forgotten entirely that magic weapon is concentration. You have a reaction.
I don't have a reaction. I used it for shield.
Oh, did you actually use it for shield? Okay.
I mean, I tried. I feel like that.
That's fine.
I wouldn't have known that it wouldn't have worked, right? Like if we were in the situation.
I think so. I think
I would have tried, and it would have broken through.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can. I don't think I can do that.
As quickly as Caduceus's short sword starts to glow, it then fades back to normal. It's like, is that supposed to happen?
No.
But you do manage to get in there, close the door, and lock it.
I'll take it. I mean,
all right. Is that it for your turn?
Yeah. I mean, I moved back to the cot.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it.
So Vivian.
Yes.
You hear the footsteps outside of your door, and you can hear that the door is starting to open.
All right. What I would like to do is, well, first of all, where is the door again?
The door is. I said. Why do you not want to ping?
It doesn't like me. That's fair.
It's there. Can you see my ruler?
No, I cannot.
God damn it!
It's because I can't see anything outside of our little cell.
Wait, hang on.
Oh wait, that tiny little. Okay, no. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go.
Okay, what I would like to do is quickly, because I have 35 feet of movement, so like 5, 10, 15. I'd like to try to like hop up on the table, and can I see through that crack in the door who's coming in?
No.
Well, I'm going to hope for the best, and as that door continues to open, I am going to go ahead and cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
God damn. There's the shitty rolls for the day.
I'm going to give you a suggestion. You want to move 5 feet more back, because I believe if a creature is within 5 feet of you, ranged attacks are done at disadvantage.
Got you. Okay, that's fine.
But that's fine. So we'll save that attack for when that door opens.
Okay.
So,
and are there any shadows around me as well?
I would say in the corner by the Iron Maiden would probably be the most shadows in this room.
Okay, can I try to blend in with the shadows to help mask my appearance?
So it does take an action to hide.
Oh, it does? Okay. That's fine. And then I won't hide. I'll just stay in the open.
Okay. So the automaton here. Oh yeah, Caduceus. Sorry, bub. You're go away. The automaton here has you two as a target. So what it's going to try and do is it's going to move down. Hang on. That why? That's why it wasn't doing anything. Ping. No. Okay. It's going to move down here, and it's going to try and essentially rip open the door.
That's about what I figured.
You see it take, so essentially behind its tower shield, it does actually have two hands. So it grabs the cell doors. You hear it creak, but it doesn't give way yet. This young lady over whom I need to give missions to. Bingo bungo. Missions stream should be able to see. Why are we over here now? Ido. Why are you being a butt? Anyway. She moves up to her cell door. Okay, now it's adjusted. And she, since that's no longer locked, she will push open the door and move out in front of Wayland's cell. But she'll hold off there.
Okay.
Wayland. What I want to do is Wayland is also going to move over to his cell door, open it, but he's not going to step outside yet. Your boy Hothus
Oh boy.
is going to be scared shitless. He's not moving from that wreck quite yet.
Do I notice that?
That he's scared? Or that he's not moving?
Hopefully both.
So you see that he's not moving. Give me an insight check.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Insight. No.
You're not. You're focused on other things.
Okay.
So the automaton here, outside of your door, Vivian, is going to remain where he is and follow the warden's lead.
Okay.
So now the door swings open, and in walks the large lizard folk that you've had a previous encounter with.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
And you let loose that Eldritch Blast, which I believe you got a 10 on the
I
attack.
did get a 10, yeah.
It goes wide and hits the brazier behind him, but he turns towards you. And looks at you and says, "Round 2.
All right, round 2.
You know, I had to stop myself.
Well, Gary has no control.
No, I have zero control entirely. Yeah, and he's gonna move over here to you,
Okay.
and gonna try and grapple you.
Okay.
Can you give me an athletics or acrobatics roll?
My acrobatics is definitely better. Nope.
Oh my.
Whenever I'm in combat, I just can't roll.
So he immediately reaches out with these claws, already still a little stained with your blood, and just grips you tight. And all you can do is wiggle and writhe. You can't quite get away.
All right.
That's all he's gonna do. Discard. The guard is like fiddling around with his waist pockets, like, who's got the key? The warden had the keys. Why? Like, somebody get this door open. um, but will try and take one attack through the bars at Caduceus. Well, actually, would they? You're literally locked in place. They're actually going to stay still, post up, great sword ready, and hold an action for if you leave that cell. Same for the next guard. They're going to move down behind the automaton and do the same, just with a crossbow instead. Caduceus is going to try and do this again. 2 shots from the short sword through the bars. Okay. He does manage to make contact with one of his stabs, and the second it penetrates that armor, he tries to twist that sword as much as he can for the maximum amount of damage. And just as before, I'm trying to remember who has encountered what. When Caduceus pulls back that sword, you see that it's dripping with almost a red ichor.
Interesting.
Kairos, you're up.
So does he move back after attacking?
No.
I'm trying to remember how cones were. I guess I wouldn't hit him, right? If I
No.
did another flame, yeah. So I would step up and then do another burning hands at the group.
Kame.
Pretty much.
All right. So let's see. Dex saves. Okay. So the automaton and one of the guards makes it. One of the guards fails.
I did it.
You did it. Good job.
Okay. I forget. Would I provoke attack if I went back again? If I stepped back?
Technically, it can't attack you, so no.
Okay, yeah, then I'm going to move back and step again. And then I think that's it.
All right.
All right.
I'm trying to also remember, did Lizard Man, because we just like fought him like an hour or two ago, did he still look wounded as well?
He looks like he's patched himself up a little bit, but he's not at perfect health.
Okay. And then how are these dudes looking after taking 2 flame blasts?
The automaton looks like it's taken a fair bit of damage. The other 2 guards look a little singed, but not deterred.
Okay.
All right. Since he has me grappled, I'm gonna go ahead and use Shocking Grasp if I just try to grab onto his armor. Is he wearing metal armor?
He's not. It's just
He's not.
scales.
Shit. Okay, well, fuck, we have advantage. That sucks. Huh? Dirty 20?
Dirty 20 will hit. And so for a second, you see, it's like a cartoon. For a second, you see like his internal skeleton, and then it's just him again as your Shocking Grasp connects.
All right, and he can't take reactions until the start of its next turn.
Okay.
Which is now going to be his turn, probably.
Well, actually, we have. Is that it for your turn, by the way?
So that was an action. As a bonus action, can I do anything else?
You're still grappled, right?
Yeah.
I am
Which just
definitely
means speed is 0.
grappled.
Yeah.
I don't have anything I can do. I don't think. Actually, you know what? As a bonus action, I will go ahead and hex him.
Get hexed. All right. And what would you like to give him? What ability checks would you like to give him disadvantage on?
Strength.
Okay. That's probably a smart way to go about it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So the next time you attack him, you'll get an extra d6 and necrotic damage.
Yes.
All right. And disadvantage on strength saves. Super. So.
Also, does it take an action to try to break free, or is that the end of my turn that I can try again?
It's an action.
It is an action. Shit. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So this automaton is going to again try and rip the door off. And again, you hear that. You can hear the stress on the bars, and you can hear one of the pins for the door pop loose, but it doesn't give way yet. It's some solid iron. The young lady up here with Wayland. She's going to come up to Wayland's cell and just kind of like coax him out, like, come on, let's go. And she'll move ahead as if to lead Wayland out. And Wayland
Turns into a zombie.
Mutate
will
all
follow
of them.
suit. Wayland will follow her.
This poor girl's gonna get eaten by Wayland.
You never know, man. And then Hothus. Hothus, seeing that the lizard has you grabbed. Give me 1 second. Is going to sit up and essentially take that small knife that you gave him, Vivian,
Okay.
and very apprehensively go to stab that lizard in the back.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll leave that as that.
But he rolls a net 1 and stabs you instead.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
That's one way to die, I suppose.
Close. He does go to stab, but he's not used to using a knife. It essentially, it makes contact with the scales and then starts sliding off. He's not used to the rounded nature of those kinds of scales. And he just kind of like bumps into the back of Koga. He's like, hi.
Oh boy. Well, an attempt was made.
An attempt was made. He tried to help you out there.
Thank
Meanwhile,
you.
the automaton from outside, you start hearing those heavy footsteps as it makes its way inside.
Fuck.
And you hear Koga tells it to restrain the human. As it takes another step forward and goes to grab Hothus.
Oh, dear Lord.
So we're going to do that for the automaton. And then this for Hothus. Holy shit.
Let's go!
He manages to actually fend it off somehow.
As a free action, can I yell for Hothus to run?
Yes. It's
Fucking
no longer
run.
his turn, but he can. He's like, you don't have to tell me twice. Good luck! As the warden So I'm going to say while the warden has you grappled, he can't use his claw attack, but he is going to bite you.
Cool.
Very
Love
reminiscent of the last time you two fought.
that. Yeah.
His jaw just starts to dislocate as he just lunges towards you.
Okay. Now, if I'm grappled, does that mean it's an auto hit or?
No, it really
Okay.
means nothing.
Okay.
So you recovered with some hit dice. Are you at full health?
No, I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm off by 1.
Nice. So we're gonna do this.
That hits.
Koga hits you with a 23. It does 12 points of damage.
Okay.
Can you give me a concentration check?
Yes, I can. It drops.
Nice. So he is no longer hexed. All right. So that's it for Koga. So we'll do one more round and then see where that leaves us.
Okay.
The two guards spend their turns still waiting for the automaton to rip open that cell door. Caduceus is actually going to do what he did before and just say, hey, this is working, so might as well keep going, right? So 2 short sword attacks. Neither makes purchase again. Kairos.
Useless.
One to hit.
Really torn here, but I should probably just keep at it because we have them in a really good spot, and I know if I just Misty step the fuck out of there, it's not going to be very good. So
This is your chance to run, Kairos.
no,
Just leave.
I'm going to step forward again.
And get kicked in the dick.
I'm going to roll a d20 and make a decision again. Low is level 1, high is level 2. Okay, level 1. Burning hands again.
All right.
That's my last level 1.
Nice. So give me 1 second.
Well, they're going to die at least.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying.
I might die, though.
Maybe.
That took like half my health.
I know. You might be down. I don't know.
I don't know, but I don't know if I can survive another head crunch.
Probably not. We shall see.
We shall see.
But we got Wayland out. Hey!
Hey, that's all that matters. The little boy can survive, hopefully.
The problem is we kind of need Hothus too.
Yeah, I mean, I told you to get Hothus out.
Did we need him alive, or do we just kind of need to know where he was?
Alive, I'm pretty sure.
Semantics.
Yeah.
I just realized I technically. No. I'm
You
not.
goofed.
No, not that. My original idea, I can technically do it again.
Oh yeah.
shit.
What was your original idea?
Nothing. Nothing.
All right. So we have another round of burning hands.
And they all died.
Yes. It's
The
all
end.
going according to plan.
Okay. So as you let loose this third torrent of fire, it seems to hit all of them with the utmost power. To the point that the automaton that's gripped the cell door actually ceases moving.
Yes.
You see that a kind of like steam or smoke starts to come up from that chest plate where you see that telltale red glow. As that glow starts to die down and die down, it also lets off this weirdly acrid smell as you see just this black tar start oozing out from the chest plate of the automaton before it just falls back onto
Gross.
the ground with a huge thud.
Ooh.
What
All
about
right.
the
Well,
soldiers?
They are certainly singed but still alive.
Bastards.
But now, aside from one of the hinges being popped off, your cell's still locked.
Man.
Is that it for you, Kairos?
I suppose I can't unlock this door on the same turn, right?
No, I'm going to say that that's an action.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Then yeah, that's it. I will yeah. That's my turn.
all right.
Vivian.
I'm gonna cast Hex on him again.
Okay.
It did not appear. Cool. Thanks, game. Appreciate it. Okay. And again, strength.
Okay.
Because fuck him. And then I'm going to use my action to try and escape from his grapple.
All right. So you both have disadvantage on this.
Yup.
Lovely. All right. So go for it.
Acrobatics. Come on. No, that's so unfortunate.
So close. And then a strength check. It was actually athletics, but whatever.
Oh, damn.
He
this
just
one.
barely manages.
You gotta
You're
be kidding me.
squirming. You almost got away, and then he just grabs you again.
I'm gonna scream for Kairos and say, I need help.
Help! Bad touch, help!
It's like, I don't think I'm gonna make it.
All right. So now,
Can I make
young
one
girl. Go ahead.
Nothing. It's far too gone. Past my turn. Never mind.
All right. So the young girl with Waylon in tow is going to make her way behind one of the guards. And you see her, Kairos, just sneak up behind, pull out this dagger, and go to stab him twice. And actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to check one thing. Okay. Okay. It's an odd makeup of those numbers. She does manage to get him in the side with one of those dagger strikes. And you can see him kind of just buckle to the side like, "Oi, what is happening?" As he looks back and sees the young girl and sees Waylon kind of trailing behind, says, "How'd you all get out?" and he turns his attention to her.
Crap.
Wayland, seeing this man turn in their general direction, let's do that. You see him just kind of like freeze in place from where you are, Kairos, and you see him just kind of shut his eyes, and you can see him just trying to concentrate on something. Hafiz, having not been grappled, is going to disengage like a motherfucker and go 5, 10, 15. Okay. 25, 30. And you just hear him yelling, "Ah!" Meanwhile, the automaton that failed to grab him about face and starts pursuing him. And Vivian, I believe he's out of your line of sight, and Kairos, he's out of yours. So we'll leave that
Correct.
to be a mystery. So Koga, as before, gonna take that good old chompy champ.
Okay.
He loves to chompy chomp.
He does love the chompy chomp.
And he does hit you with a 20 for 7
Okay.
points of damage.
Okay, it's not as bad. It's still up.
Concentration check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still hexed.
So we're gonna shift at the start of this, at the top of this round, back to Waylon, who's concentrating and just trying to get something to happen. And the young girl starts to hear the sounds of bones cracking and shifting as she turns back, and Waylon's face starts to look rotted, emaciated, as he's just yelling, "Leave them alone!" And we're going to stop there.
Ah, man.
Boo.
So, we'll leave this fight where it is and pick it up the next time we get you two in the same room together.
All right.
And we'll work that out and let you all know on Twitter or join
Hell
the
yeah.
Discord server.
Yeah.
So until then, we'll see you all probably tomorrow to see what the other two are up to. So until then, y'all have a good holiday. Bye-bye now.